Well, the landscape of college athletics is constantly in flux, which makes D1 athletic director one of the hardest jobs in all of sports. We recently sat down with UVM AD Jeff Schulman to discuss the year the school has had and where the department is going in the future. Jeff, thanks so much for taking the time to talk with us here. Obviously, it's been a really fun year in Catamount Country. What are some of the things that have stood out to you as kind of great memories and things to build on going forward with this department?
Well, there's so much to be proud of in the past calendar year, and dating back, I guess, to last winter. Men's, women's basketball had fantastic seasons. The men 3 straight years in the NCAA tournament, and our women's team having this fantastic run in the WNIT, winning 3 games at Purdue, and getting to the semifinals of that event. And our swim team, we had never won a American Swim Championship before, and so to see that program have success, and Coach Canoyer, who's one of our longest tenured coaches, win a championship. It was a special sort of point of pride for our department, and we had another solid spring, and this fall is off to a fantastic start. Men's soccer, another fantastic run in the NCAA tournament and a American Championship, and our field hockey team, sort of like swimming last year, had never won a conference championship, had a fantastic 3 playoff games down at Albany, and then showed really well in the NCAA tournament. So lots to be excited about, and always just so proud of our student athletes.
Obviously, men's basketball has somewhat been the standard bearer in terms of the national knowledge of this department. But it seems like men's soccer is really kind of stepping into that role as well and giving you guys a national presence. What can you kind of say about that program and where they can kind of go from here?
Yeah, Coach Dow and his staff have really built an exceptional culture in that program where we go into high-profile national NCAA tournament games thinking that we can win, and we have every right to think that because we've had so much success. It's a credit to Rob for sure, to our players. We've got a really passionate and loyal alumni group. I think you're right, men's basketball has certainly set the bar for our department of late, and men's soccer is right up there with them.
One of the things that's been talked about a lot in college athletics that they're working on, they haven't come to an agreement yet, is this House settlement. Is that something that you've kept an eye on and kind of thought about what it might mean for your department if they are able to come to a deal?
Pretty dramatically changing landscape around college athletics. NIL came into being about 3 years ago now, and all indications are that the House settlement will be approved, and that beginning next year, schools will be able to make direct revenue sharing payments to student athletes, and so we're, along with a lot of other schools at our level, really trying to think through how do we retain our values, how do we keep the scholar athlete model, academic success, student athlete development front and center, but also make sure that we're keeping pace, and regardless of how we feel about some of the changes in college athletics, they're here, and we care deeply about making sure that we continue to have programs that can compete at a very high level, at a national level in some cases, and that's going to take a real commitment, a bigger commitment than we've been making in the past.
For most of your tenure, President Garamella was in charge of the university, and obviously you guys are going through a transition right now. What has that kind of been like for you, just in terms of being in charge of the athletic department?
Well, certainly the leadership of the university has a big impact on the entire campus, and that includes athletics. I was working very closely with President Garamella during his time leading the university, and he was very supportive. He's left the university in a good place. Our interim president, former provost, Patty Prelock, is also a fantastic colleague and has been for many years. So she's picked up right where President Garamella left off in terms of leading the institution. She's super visible around our program. She cares deeply about athletics and about our student athletes, understands the role that it plays as sort of the front porch of the institution. Obviously, we're in a presidential search right now, and it's a really important hire for this university.
I'm sure you get asked this all the time because we get asked this all the time. Just latest update that you have in terms of the facility project?
The facility project remains top of mind, certainly for me and the leadership of the university, and including our board of trustees. We've continued to make progress. The space that we're in right now is part of a $15 million phase of work that we've just wrapped up that includes this Victory Club room, a new hydrotherapy room for injury prevention and rehabilitation, new academic center for our student athletes, new coaching office suites. So we continue to make progress. Obviously, completion of the Tarrant Center is the most visible element of the project, and we haven't delivered on that as of yet, but I can tell you that it's something I think about daily, if not hourly. I'm in constant communication with the leadership of the university, with our board of trustees, with our donors, and everybody is committed to seeing the project through as soon as we possibly can.
What are some of the things that you hope to see from your department, from the university, from the community, just as we go into 2025?
Yeah, it's an exciting time. As we discussed, the landscape of college athletics is changing dramatically. And so I think that creates opportunities. I think we've got a very healthy department and program right now that's well supported, outstanding coaches and staff, fantastic student athletes that have had a lot of success. So I think we're really well positioned for the future, and I'm excited for us to continue the positive trajectory that we're on, and continue to have a program that generates so much pride and excitement in our community and on campus.